Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MINECON 2013 Custom Map Making Panel. Hope you're happy to be here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to introduce the panelists, and then we're going to show a quick little trailer for each of the projects that we've been working on. So we'll start with Vlad down on the end.
Hi everyone, my name is Vladimir. I'm a map maker for my sins. I made Wintertide, Chronotide, and I released a map last weekend which is called Silent Hill 2, A Letter from Silent Heaven. Do we have a trailer for that? I'll let you guys see this instead of me talking.
You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made.
How do you know about that?
I wonder if it's still there.
Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary. Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Turns out killing a person ain't no big deal. Just put that gun to their head and pow.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't seem very happy to see me.
What do you mean, just for that?
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way he looked at you.
Oh yeah? Why not?
What's a little girl like you doing alone here?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
What's that letter?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are different.
My name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I? I'm here for you, James.
Just a little creepy.
Hi guys, I'm Dragnos. I've done a couple of maps, Dash of Doom, I did Pac-Man and Minecraft. I've also done Last Man Standing in Candyland, all kind of based on new mechanics and so forth. I'm currently working on something called Rogue Shadows, which will be launched soon. Okay.
Hey, I'm Kroko. I'm the leader of the Broken Buttons. It's a build team owned by Blame the Controller. We've made several PvP maps, Minotaur, Hunted, we're releasing a new PvP map called Blackbeard really soon. We also created the MINECON Minecraft adventure map, which we're going to be showcasing right now.
Hold on.
Yeah? Oh.
Hey, I'm Witherun. I'm the lead redstone and lead lorist for the Broken Buttons. So we've worked on the same maps, obviously. So.
All of this is in-game audio.
Hello, guy. I call you guy? Great. Worried for a second you weren't gonna make it. Not that you're in a rush, but if we're gonna make this entire server tour before we head to Minecon, we gotta get started. I see you got the golden ticket, and that's all you need. Let's get aboard and grab a seat. Blame the controller's already got the engine started, and we'll be on our way in just a minute.
Ahead of us, I can see landscape disappearing. Looks like the server might be crashing.
Dang it, what did he do?
The engines are overheating. I think the coolant line's ruptured.
All mine trackers, high priority alert. All available players should assemble at the hangar facility. This is not a drill. Repeat, assemble at the hangar facility immediately. For Jeff's sake, why do these things always happen while I'm on vacation?
Didn't you do the redstone for the engines in that airship?
Man, why's everything gotta be my fault?
I'll say now what I said then. Come get some, creepers! I ain't afraid of you!
They blew you into a lava pool.
Minor detail.
We can't waste it on things like flight suits, safety.
Listen here, who's to say with the way things are going right now that we won't have another server crash?
Greetings! Packrat and I were just discussing what caused the engine failure in the first airship.
Oh, let me guess, it overheated, right? I keep trying to tell you people your dependence on Cobble for everything is going to come back and bite you in the end.
Unfortunately, I encountered a former nemesis down in the cave. He's an evil pig wizard.
Wow, this new airship is really coming together. We'll be back in action in no time.
Aw, yeah.
For those that don't know, Minecraft is the most popular Let's Play YouTube server in the world. Every voice in this map is done by the YouTube people themselves. They helped create the quests, and everything is... There's a lot of like inside jokes and puns and stuff. It's really, really enjoyable. It was released today. You can go to minecraftlp.com/minecon2013 and download it. My name is Blame the Controller, or BTC for short. I am the owner/moral support of the Broken Buttons. And these two guys, and Jig actually, he assists as well, are unbelievably good builders, and I'm incredibly grateful to have them on my team. I step back a little bit. I don't do so much of the building like these guys do. I'm more of like design and things like that. But last and certainly not least is one of my good friends, Jigarbov.
Hello everyone, I'm Jigarbov, and I've made a bunch of maps. Aaron, I've mentioned Adventure, City of Love with Vladimir over there, and Adventure Multiplex, to name a few. I've been doing this for quite a while, and I'm also part of the Broken Buttons as a redstoner, and also recently have started working on Herobrine 3 with Hypixel. Let's roll my new map though.
Now, just so you know, the little animation stuff is actually done in-game using command blocks and stuff, and I'm sure Jig will be able to discuss that a little later. So, unfortunately, we are short on microphones, so if you would like to ask a question, please come up here right now. You don't have to run, but it would be preferable if you want to get here first. All right. How you doing?
Hi, I'm Christian. I would like to know how you guys did all the redstone for like the maps, if you did any.
Jig and whether you want to take that, guys. Can you like line up like this way?
How I make it, I get it in my inventory, place the blocks down. It takes a lot of time, a lot of work. RS-Null, if you don't know what that means, you'll have to look it up. Redstone is probably the hardest part about making maps, and it really takes a lot of work. Watch some tutorials and take your time, and yeah, it's not much to say about it, really.
There will be a redstone panel tomorrow if you want to learn more, by the way.
Yeah, several of the maps require logic gates, as they're called, and it just takes a lot of practice. And if you can't find YouTube videos, which obviously you can, there's so many, but I was self-taught, and it still turned out fine. You can, I mean, everyone can do it. It just takes time.
What's your name?
Patrick. My name is Patrick, and how do you can make ladders without the bricks on it?
The invisible ladders?
You can just actually just place the blocks using either mods or, I thank you, Jake. Using mods such as World Edit.
Yeah. The easiest way is you put the ladder down. You put the block, put the ladder in front of it, and then you use a program like MC Edit, and you just delete the block behind it, and they float. What's your name?
Jake, how do you get the balls to be juggled?
Well, the PG version is you use a lot of command blocks. In the world, lots of command blocks. It's really quite detailed. I do have on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jigabov, tutorials actually on how to do that. And if you download the world, you can have a look at the command block itself. But basically, when a tile tick is 1 or 0 and it's falling sand and it's moving, then the block that it'll spawn on will be velocitated, that's probably not a word, in the direction you set it at.
What's your name?
Caleb.
What's your question?
Well, I have a few.
All right, go for it.
Was there MCA used in any of these maps?
Vlad?
Hi, can you just repeat that again, please?
Do you use MC Edit?
All the time. I'm an MC Edit addict. I'm really sorry for that. But I have tried more vanilla things now with the new command blocks, and I am moving back into vanilla.
We'll give you one more quick one.
Yeah, I mean, you'll find that with the new commands, you can kind of use MC Edit mostly for like landscaping and things like that. But yeah, it's pretty much 1.7 has done a lot for us.
The other one is, when is the release date for that Rogue Shadows thing?
Rogue Shadows?
Rogue Shadows. Okay, we're looking at mid to end January.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's your name?
Hi, I'm James. I noticed there's a bit of a lack of representation here for CTM maps or completely monument maps. I was just wondering if you guys had any opinions on those, how you're feeling.
I love CTM maps. I've actually made a CTM map before, and so has Jig as well. As for the genre, I don't specialize in CTMs. I'm going to leave that to the guys who can do the job properly. That's not me. I stick with more horror maps, jump scares, those kind of things. This is why Wintertide and Chronotide, it's all the same line. I tried one CTM called Bridge Out, but no. I'll leave it to the experts, and Yeah, I love CTMs. They are one of my favorite maps to play, but not to make.
Just for me, my desire to make the maps comes from wanting to make video games when I was a kid, and I didn't get to have that as a job. Like, I don't make video games. I actually get to play them now, which is, I guess, a little bit better. But so a lot of my stuff and the stuff that the Broken Button team is all story driven. That's why we have people like Wither dedicated to writing complete dialogue, stories, quests, all that sort of thing. CTM and stuff is not necessarily my forte, but it's not saying that we can't do it. Anyways, your name?
Tom.
What's your question, Tom?
What gives you the inspiration to make the storyline? Where do you get the idea for the storyline from?
Vlad?
The storyline, a quick story here. Wintertide. Wintertide was quite a popular map back in the day, a couple of years ago. That storyline came to me overnight while I slept. I came up with a crazy plan, thought I'd put it together. My wife, who was making the map with me, said I was absolutely insane. Nobody would ever play that map for the style that it was, and there I went. We built it, and it did pretty well. Go with your guts. If it feels okay, stick with it, But plenty of planning. If you can plan things out, great. But, if it comes to you in a dream like it did me, oh, wow. Go for it, mate.
The rule I always tell people is, if you would like to play it and you would enjoy it, others will too.
Yeah, make something that makes you happy and what you want to play.
What's your name?
Alex,
What's your question?
what third-party or mods would you recommend for making maps?
Croco?
World Edit and Voxel are really important when creating really large things or just trying to make things efficiently. A lot of times when you're making a really big map or something like that, you can't really afford to sit there and hand place all these complex patterns and stuff like that. So those are two really good mods or plugins or whatever to use.
And MC Edit. Lots of MC Edit.
Well, you said Voxel Sniper. Last time I checked, I didn't see Voxel Sniper being updated. Is it now updated, or?
It works for us, 1.7.
There's-
1.64, sorry, my bad. It has not been updated to 1.7 yet. No.
It's not. They have Voxel team has a weird update schedule. They only update when their server updates, so they update the plugins with the server, and their server is always far behind. But old versions of plugins can also work for newer versions of Bucket.
But actually, now with the now with that you can downgrade your Minecraft whenever you want, you can keep those mods and just revert back to the latest version when you're ready to play it.
What's your name?
VK.
What's your question?
I have a question for Vladimir. I'm a huge fan of Chronotide and Wintertide. Are you going to be sharing some of the secrets that you used for map making?
Always. I think I did a run of Chronotide videos behind the scenes. I never did for Wintertide. I never got round to it. I was a bit of a new boy back then. But I did for Chronotide. I'll be doing the same for the Silent Hill map as well. So definitely, the more I can give out, you guys can learn from it, and then it forces me to make better maps. So I've got to come up with something new then, every time. So yeah, sure, I'll be making more videos soon for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Your name?
Aiden,
What's your question?
I have two. Any tips for making a map? For like adventure maps?
Well, I can handle that one. Well, find the story again, and again, make something that you would enjoy. Now, sometimes they come out of necessity. Like the map that I'm most known for is Kingdom of the Sky, and that came about simply because I wanted to find a way to keep players on the path that I wanted. So at first I was going to put lava, but then that was too bright, and water wouldn't really work. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to remove the ground. So it's just a whole bunch of floating islands in the sky. But, take anything from your life or whatever you like, fantasy-wise or whatever, and make the story that you enjoy, and then just make it come to life. It's just a matter of clicking the mouse, and it eventually happen. So what's your next one?
Can you get Word Edit single player, or does it have to be on a server?
You can use it single player. There is going to be a small amount of reduction in the different things that you can do, but you definitely can use it single player. Name?
Ethan, and do you make like maps for specific mod packs like Tekkit or Tekkit Lite that require like certain mods?
I know we make stuff for vanilla because the less mods there are, the less plugins, the easier it is. We do have some minigame stuff on like my fan server that require some plugins, but what about you guys?
Well, personally, I do vanilla as well, because with vanilla you've got how many million people playing it without having to install any mods or anything, and that is a good way of getting your map out there and having it played.
Yeah, I've never used mods because people have problems installing them. So you become a mod support then as on top of a map support. I was waiting for the mod API to come out. I said it, sorry. Yeah, when that comes out, when the mod API comes out for maps, we'll be using mods, definite. I would love a torch mod or a mod that makes like a big fog effect if anybody's out there.
Good. What's your name?
Morgan.
What's your question?
Can you tell us a little bit about Herobrine 3?
I'm working on it. I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say, to be honest. It's going to be long, and there's a lot of really huge builds. If you liked the last one and you thought there was too much lava, there is less, but you will still die as much.
Good. What's your name?
Connor,
What's your question?
do you have any recommended MC Edit filters for custom PvP or adventure maps?
Well, you talk a lot with Texel, and he makes a lot of good filters, right?
Texel Elf makes the best filters. If Texel Elf is watching, and I know he's not here, but if he's watching, you're amazing. And everybody should go to elemenzer.com/filters.html and get his MC Edit filters. They do whatever you want. He's a really great guy.
Good? Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Jack, and what is your guys' favorite map that you haven't like made or worked on?
Red Merc Mystery.
Shoot. I actually didn't work on Kingdom of the Sky, and I love that map to death, so.
You're not getting a promotion.
I'd have to say the same thing. The first Kingdom of the Sky was actually...
I'm not paying. Guys are supposed to make it more discreet.
But it's actually what got me interested in maps, custom maps. So,
well, for me it would be just Herobrine, Herobrine 2. My boy loves it, and he forced me to play it over and over and over. So,
for me, it's the same as Jager's Red Merc Mistress. That was the original one that got me into map making. It's kind of old, but it's good. Well, it was good back then, anyway.
I have to parrot that. Red Merc Mystery is a very good map. So it's really old. How old is that? Like 2 years, something like that? I think it's ancient, but it's still good. So let's move up a little bit. What's your name?
Parker.
What's your question?
So how do you know what commands to put in the command block?
Well, I'm sure you guys can elaborate, but there's like an entire language. Like,
it's a big question.
Yeah,
it's a very big
really
question.
big.
I mean, the only thing is watch YouTube videos on tutorials. I would also maybe recommend maybe doing some very basic type of programming so that you've just got the thought process, because the whole thing about this command blocks is you need to have a certain thought process to actually, make things work. And the commands will come. I mean, commands you get from wikis, you can get it on Reddit. The support community for this is huge. So just get the basics, get the idea of what you want, and go and search the net for it. The community is also welcoming. Okay, incredible community.
What's your name?
Grant.
And what's your question?
Well, I'm wondering what, besides World Edit mods, what other mods would you use to make a map?
We talked about on a couple of them before. Voxel is incredibly good at like terraforming and things like that. Go.
Image to map. Use image to map. You can create pictures on your maps. You use it for quest items and stuff like that. Also, there's a book editor. There's also an online tell raw command creator, which is really nice. So the new tell raw command, it will format all that text for you. You'll find that online if you just put in Google tell raw command. And yeah, that's cool. They're the kind of things we use.
All right, what's your name?
Tim.
What's your question?
When you guys are doing stuff with Redstone, how do you organize it so that your streams of Redstone don't mix and rooms of Redstone don't collide?
You have to give yourself plenty of room. Underneath all my maps is probably twice the amount of area than there is on top of the map. Definitely give yourself more room than you actually need. Give yourself a 5-layer bedrock block between the surface of the map and the underside where your redstone layer is going to be. You can have to think it like an evil minion. You're under there, it's James Bond who's coming in there. You got to protect your redstone, get it all lit up so monsters don't spawn down there. Light it all up. And then you've got plenty of time, plenty of room. Makes it easier for you. If you don't do that, and then you've got, you got to fight trying to get the lines not to cross. Okay?
Another really good habit is before you put any redstone on the ground, have different color wood blocks so that everything, like, you can easily track from point A to point B. Yeah, people get so crossed up. So
and just signs of what each command block does, because when you end up with 200-300 command blocks, you want to very, very quickly and easily know this one does that or causes this.
And definitely make sure if you are using the underground method, which is probably the best way of doing redstone. Repeaters, comparators, anything that is activated by redstone lights up and causes extreme lag in your map when there's no light around because it has to update. So just light everything up, like it's to the brim. So.
What's your name?
Nathan.
And what's your question?
I was wondering, in maps of this scale that are so big, how do you achieve the level of detail that are in these builds? Is it done by hand or is it done using plugins?
Mix of both, really. Like for this map, well, not that map, but for the MINECON map, these guys, these three, and a dozen more were working for like a month. I originally started making maps by myself. My first map took me almost 2 months. The second map took 6 months. So it's a major time investment. So if you're thinking of making a custom map, one of my best pieces of advice would be find friends and work together, because when you can work with guys, it just goes so much faster. But if you are trying to do something solo, it's going to take you a long time. And as far as stuff, for some of the finer details, you're going to do it by hand. And for the larger scales and landscape terraforming, you're going to use all plugins. I know her. Name?
Alex.
Question?
I have 2 questions. The first one is, what is something you're most proud of in making your maps? And the second one is, how hard was it to get all the Minecrackers to do the voice acting?
So what's the first part? What are you most proud of?
Yeah.
Just run down the line, I guess. What are you most proud of, Jig?
The juggler's balls.
Probably the amount of the compactness of the redstone of the new MINECON map was just ridiculous.
There's certain builds in Kingdom of the Sky 3 that aren't going to be seen for a while, so I'm proud of those, but no one's going to see them for a while.
For me, it's Dash of Doom. I've kind of created a run mechanic which allows you to time how fast somebody's actually running, and then do things when people run too slow. And that's, yeah, I kind of really like that.
For me, it's putting the voices into the maps. Recently, I've managed to take nice, innocent YouTubers and turn them into murderers and psychopaths. I've managed to actually make R.S. Malik, the sweetest map reviewer in all of Minecraft world, vomit. And it's there as an Easter egg in the Silent Hill map. Go and look for it. It does vomit.
My proudest thing, the map that I like the most is probably Kingdom of the Sky. But I guess my proudest part is being able to create one of the best map-making build teams in the world. So it's a privilege to work with these guys. As far as getting all the Minecrackers to do their voices, it took a lot of nagging. Lots and lots of nagging. What's your name?
Brad.
And what's your question?
I have two questions. First question is, do you guys prefer a 2D kind of laid out redstone or 3D kind of all spacious-y redstone, I guess?
Well, 2D's actually definitely, it makes more sense to the untrained eye. You can figure out where things are going. However, due to the way Minecraft loads chunks, 3 upwards, a vertical redstone is always better because it doesn't have to send as many it doesn't have to send as much chunk data, which improves lag. It's an overall better method, but then again, 2D is easier. So it depends on what you are.
So if you're just starting, probably 2D, but as you want to try to make your map more efficient, load quicker, run better, start doing 3D stuff.
Yeah, I usually start on a 2D plane, and then it gets out of control, and I end up going up and down anyway. So.
And second one?
Second question is, what do you think would be the best way to kind of put a new map out there, kind of get it seen by some people?
That's a really hard one. Noah Guy is a big part, but that's really difficult to get to. The Minecraft forums, Planet Minecraft, all of these outlets certainly add publicity to your maps, and a YouTube channel for your trailers, Twitter if you want to give out updates. If you're getting started out, you have to do all of these things. I don't recommend just randomly messaging people because they usually won't read them, but you have to just make it interesting, and the more people that play do YouTube videos of it, then the more people will see that and then therefore play your maps as well. I know I got a huge boost when the Yogscast played the Flood. So
definitely post it on Planet Minecraft forums. Make sure you have a trailer. And as far as I can tell you, because people send me their maps, if you send me a block of text, I'm going to be less inclined to play the map. But if you send me just, hey, this is my map, this is what it does, here's a kick-ass trailer for it, I'll watch the trailer, and if the trailer's good, I might play your map. And it's the same with all the other guys. So just don't pester them.
Yeah, and the last thing is make sure on your Minecraft forum post or whatever it is that you conclude that people can definitely make videos of your map, because some people are shy and they don't know, so they feel like they have to ask if can I make a map. If you have it right there on the front, people will do it. They'll post it on the forum saying here's my Let's Play, and that will get more traction as well. So.
What's your name?
Bryce.
And what's your question?
I have two actually. First one is,
Do you have to use a lot of scoreboard and like adventure maps?
Okay, personally, I do. I mean, I've cut down my redstone 70% and completely use scoreboards. But I know these guys, they do it very differently. So I mean, personally, I use scoreboards completely.
I've just moved on to scoreboards in the Silent Hill map. My previous maps were miles of redstone, which would get stuck in unloaded chunks, etc. So yeah, scoreboards have really helped that out. So I've actually adopted that for this one.
What's your second one?
All right. Was it the Rogue Shadows where you had the parkour with the blocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you use a lot of test for that?
Actually, no, yes, I did actually. I tested for where the player is, and if they're within a certain radius of the block actually, I used a set block to put the block there. The moment then I inverted the signal, so the moment they move out of that radius, the block disappeared.
What's your name?
Ray.
And what's your question?
So you mentioned that strength in numbers is really good for map making. So how would you suggest going about finding a partner for map making?
Well, I kind of cheated. I have a decent sized YouTube channel, so I just made a video and said, hey, anybody want to build? And then these guys were dumb enough to join the team. But for other people, what I would suggest is you can post on the Minecraft forums, because there are different sections that say, you know, looking to work for a team. If you play on a survival multiplayer server or anything like that, you can talk to people, say, hey, you know, I'm interested in making this map. There's how many millions upon millions of people that play Minecraft? So if you can definitely find people. Just ask, and someone's going to be interested. I guarantee it.
Yeah, just watch YouTube. I mean, you'll see a lot of people. You know, they're making things, and you can see that they want to be part of a project. Just drop them a friendly note, and yeah.
What's your name?
My name's Brandon, and I just wanted to ask, like, what put you in the mindset of like, I want to make adventure maps?
I can start. Yeah, that starts when you start watching Yogscast or something similar to them, and you start to think, bet I can do better than that. And that's how it starts. And that's so honest, you know. That's how it works, you know. Yeah. When you start watching, you can do better. When you watch them play, you can do you can do better.
Yeah, for me, it's just, you know, I've been playing these games, and it's like it's just not that little mechanic that I want in the map is just not there. And then, you know, it took the next step, and now I'm going to build it, and that's how it evolves. So you need to do what you enjoy. I think that's going to be the message of this whole panel. You need to do what you enjoy.
For me, it was I was playing so many of these things, and I just after a while I just wanted to make the things for other people so that they could enjoy it, like I enjoyed other people's maps and projects.
Yeah, my point's pretty much the same as Vlad's. I'd see maps and I'd think, you know, this is great, but I just want to be more than what they've made. So I did, and that's, you know, that's it.
When you watch someone play a map that you've made, it's incredible, especially if you're like that recent map that I made. You put a lot of inside jokes, and I find great pleasure in watching people fall for the tricks and laugh at the jokes that I put in.
For me, like I said, when I was a kid, I wanted to make games, so now it's an option for me. That, and I am a fan of the old school games, like the really hard, like Ninja Gaiden. So when I watch people play my map, I laugh when they die, which is quite frequently. And also, I do need to point out that I saw Jig put out a map, and I felt so bad for the Minecraft community to have to suffer through such a tragedy that I needed to make something better.
Thanks.
Is that good?
Yep.
What's your name?
Alex, and I have two questions. One, I've like always wondered, I'm trying to make like an RPG map, but is it possible to make in vanilla Minecraft, no mods, to make a throwable fire charge with like any command?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd have to write out a super long thing, and it probably wouldn't work without my resources. But yes.
And next one?
This is for my friend. He's making an adventure map, and he was wondering, what should he include in his adventure map? Like tons of boss fights, or like
Whatever he likes. Like you like parkour, do parkour. If you like puzzles, do puzzles. On my longer adventure maps, I like to give people options. So like, if people like parkour, they can take this route. If they like puzzles, they can take this route. Either way, they're gonna die. But that good?
So I'm just quickly going to answer his previous question about the fireball. You can use a tell raw command, okay, which will allow you to have a clickable link in the text, which will summon a fireball relative to where you are in the world, which you can then just hit. The only issue with that is at the moment you would need the permission to run a command. So it's for an adventure map, it probably will work because a lot of people will have the right. But go have a look at tell raw. Okay, tell raw is a great command.
What's your name?
Xander,
What's your question?
what's the weirdest, most mixed up adventure map you've ever played?
Aranov. Oh, go ahead.
Why are you looking at me? I make those maps. Sorry. The mixed up map, I don't think I've ever played one. I've only ever made one. I'm really sorry about that. So I can't answer. Anybody else?
I played a map which had aliens in it and cows and spaceships and stuff. I cannot remember what it was, but it's quite an old map. It was just weird. But yeah, nothing exactly comes to mind except that.
Well, the first Kingdom of the Sky is a little bit mixed up. Just gonna say.
When I first started playing Minecraft, and I found this map that was just, I can't for the life of me remember what it's called, but there was like you had to dig underground, and then you just fell for a long time, and then there was some LSD trip going on, and it's pretty crazy.
Drugs are bad, kids.
Revenge of the Space Taco.
I can't remember the name of the map, but like it was just completely incoherent. And that's another 5 cent worth of advice is make sure that the player isn't confused. Like, some of the earliest custom maps used to have just open world, and there was like this little path that you had to, like a little gravel path that you would have to follow from one town to the next. And if you lost that path, good luck, because you're gone. Like, you're no longer playing the custom map. You are now playing Minecraft Survival single player. Good luck. So just make it coherent. Make sure that they know where to go and things like that. Good? What's your name?
Jack,
What's your question?
what is one command with a lot of potential that's barely ever used?
What is something that's currently in the game that you think is underused? Well, redstone command. Anything?
I think set block. Nah, just wait. I think set block has the ability to do a lot of cooler stuff than we have seen yet, and you will.
All right, name?
Alec.
And what's your question?
I have two questions. The first question is, what maps have you played, or games that you've played, or map makers that have made maps that you've played, inspired you?
I think it was Red Merc Mystery, Kingdom of Sky, Red Merc Mystery, and whatever Dragnos said. Aaron Mansion Adventure.
What other map makers do you think have inspired you? You can just all answer me. That's okay. It's like, we'll just cut that one short.
Ron Smalek.
Yeah, Ron has made how many maps?
I think he 10 or 11
No,
or
more than
something.
that.
20.
something.
Maybe.
I don't know. Ron Smalek is one of the first map makers. He's reviewed. Not only does he make maps, but he's reviewed something like
Over 500.
500 maps. Like, and the dude is so efficient. He's got like these Excel sheets. Like, this is how long the map was. This is how many mobs. Blah blah blah. I mean, the dude is crazy good. So,
Way
Ron Smalek.
underappreciated. He's amazing.
Yep.
Second question. When does Herobrine 3 come out?
I think Hypixel tweeted end of the year, but I might have made that up.
What's your name?
Ben?
What's your question?
I have two. The first one is, I've heard of the Adventure Multiplex 2, and I was wondering how many new 1.7 uses there are.
How many 1.7?
Are there going to be any 1.7 uses in the current multiplex or future multiplexes?
The current one was made for 1.6, but it does work in 1.7. If I make another one, it wouldn't be till next year, so probably 2.4.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Is Seth playing in the Minecraft map?
He has a small cameo, but he ended up joining after we had done like almost most of the building, so we couldn't get him in. So.
Okay.
Name?
Oh, Kai. I saw that in your trailer for, it was, I think your Vladimir's horror map. It said that he had cutscenes. What was your method for doing that?
I had to learn that a couple of weeks ago, so I've never made cutscenes before up until that point. So I got the voice actors together and got them to record all their lines. And then using 4 accounts, all my own and my family's accounts, we moved the players around on screen in the positions that we needed. I used Cam Studio, which is a mod. That's a pretty cool mod for doing that kind of thing. I used that and recorded everything. I even had to learn green screen as well. So, but yeah, it's the first time I've used cutscenes, and they're all linked actually in the game. So you click on the tell raw command that comes up in the chat box. You click on that, and it links straight through. Okay, straight to a video. Yeah.
All right, last one because they're gonna kick us out.
I have a question.
What's your name?
Garrett. How do you get different sounds into the game?
Well, resource packs, Croco.
Resource packs. So it depends. I mean, where you're pulling the audio from. If you're getting it from a recorded source, you get it from there. If you get online, you get online. You need to put it in your pack under the assets sounds, and then you need to specify in the JSON file, which is a file that comes along with the resource pack, what the naming convention is, and it's a difficult process, but there's YouTube videos galore. So.
All right, guys. I think that's about it. I certainly would like to thank everybody for coming by. Thank you to the other panelists.